You lost again. It don't look good. It don't look good. It don't feel good. Again, it's got nothing to do with Bournemouth. We're not competitive enough. Shot ourselves in the foot enough. The manager, I don't know what people are consistently fucking meant to do with 5 minutes. It's these things that are pissing me off. So what? When you get Gyökeres, Zubimendi, Nico Williams, all these guys, and players are fully fit, we're still gonna fuck about and do this. It's annoying. It's annoying. It's really annoying. It's annoying. It's annoying. The build up to the corner, the phase of play with the long throw, the inability to pivot with the subs. You named a strong team, man, for what? I'm not even criticizing that. But in the grand scheme of things, what did it mean now? What did it mean? We all know this is dead rubber. It's just about trying to get 3 points. You've drawn yourself into a top 4 battle even more now. Credit to next week you got PSG and Liverpool. You think you can perform how you performed in the last kind of periods and think you're getting something? Fair enough. All you lot need to have a long, hard look in the mirror. I'm not saying you're not trying and any of that jazz, but all you lot need to do is have a long, hard look in the mirror. You're not going to, are you? You deserve that. You deserve that. And until you lot want to learn the lessons, you're going to learn this lesson time after time after time after time after time again. Man, they forgot their shin pads. The players forgot their boots and shin pads, man. Sasha, when you find out what players are meant to do with 4 minutes, please let me know, man. Players have no motivation in these league games. Then fuck off then. This is Arsenal Football Club. You think you can just rock up and turn it on when you fancy it? Fuck off then if you're not up for the game. Tell the manager and let other players play. The fuck? And you as well, I'll tell you, nothing changes. You're pissing me off. You've schooled some very good managers, but equally, any street smart manager that especially adapts in games, they've got something for you. No fighting spirit, strolling off, and we're losing. You're strolling, bro. All of this stuff is too nice. It's too nice. I'm not saying it needs to be horrible and all of that, but it's too nice. It's all there. It's always context. What about just making it fucking difficult for an opponent to take 3 points off you? Credit to Bournemouth, they done that, but just make it difficult. If you give your best shot, cool. They won, back to the drawing board. But it's time after time after time. People doing it when they fancy it. People not taking half chances. People running into blind alleys. It's the same old, same old, same old. I don't care what Arteta's got to say today. I don't really care what the players have to say today. Bro, doing bullshit. Just the basics as not having a striker as a focal point. Exactly. Yeah, and PSG lost, but their players didn't play. You're going to have to pull off a madness. Don't know why Wanyeri didn't come on sooner. Don't have any idea why, he potentially didn't start. Oh, mate. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Cherries popped out. Cherries, in it. Odegaard had some good moments, but fundamentally, everyone is going to focus, rightly so, on the defending, in which obviously he's going to be in the highlights for Ivan Nilsson. He probably should have had a couple of goals for Bournemouth. Everyone's going to focus on the shot he didn't score. It's just a mess. And when it rains, it pours, man. Swings and roundabouts. There's been games where we've been in positive momentum. We probably win games like this, playing exactly the same shitness. Unfortunately, when it rains, it pours. And we had a disappointing draw against Crystal Palace. We lost to PSG. You got it all to do in France. I can't blame fans if they don't believe in you. Of course, let's cut the crap. Of course, everybody's going to support the team, all of that jazz. But if we get away from this cult bullshit and just saying nonsense for the sake of saying nonsense and all this kumbaya stuff, the players have given the fans no reason to believe, or the vast majority of you haven't. It's the same old individuals that are giving us some basic performance. Marino on the pitch 2 seconds. Crap. Did a lot more. Partey, the one that you lot was crying about, didn't play against PSG. Probably his worst game this season in an Arsenal shirt. Make sure that's not the case against PSG. Odegaard, better in some moments. Shit for the majority. Trossard and Martinelli has just been Trossard and Martinelli. Arteta has been Arteta. Saliba, you weren't the worst, but come on, bro. Saliba, Kivior, Lewis Skelly. Lewis Skelly, I think he was naive in the build-up to the first goal, but, the first goal we conceded. Nothing changes, man. And the worst thing that annoys me is, God forbid, I say God forbid, because of course I want to win the Champions League. But when we go out, then you're gonna, not saying these are the things, but then you're gonna start seeing Saka rested and Odegaard come out the team for Wanyeri. Then all the things we're asking for, you're gonna see it when it's all been and gone. I'll tell you, way more about football than me. You wait for A license and all of that. I'm just an armchair expert. But as a naive football fan, we're seeing the same thing week in, week out. Clearly, signings and all of these kind of things make a difference. But do you know how flipping naive you are if you think that signings are going to change everything? Everything needs to be arrested in terms of game management, in terms of breaking down low blocks, in terms of managing out games, in terms of, I would say, getting back to having greater consistency over 90 minutes. Bournemouth were better than us. I would say we were quote unquote competitive, but Bournemouth were better than us. Away from the obvious in which they've got 3 points. Been too easy to rock up at the Emirates and get something. You just have to, there's certain blueprints. Jarring, man. It is what it is. DG, respect my guy, but it's looking dark for you, man. PSG next week, United Spurs final might not even be top 4. I know, I think we're getting top 4. Just have to be a United fan in the Europa League final, assuming Spurs get there, which I hope Bodo Glint. Obviously, we hope for the best against PSG. It is what it is. Like, of course, I'm going to be frustrated, but obviously, I think the players and the manager care, but when you play like that, when you don't learn from certain mistakes, I don't think you care. Because if you cared, you wouldn't do the same things. And if you lot don't want to make a meal of it, why should I, man? Just fucking put the season in a bag and let's go, man. Hilarious if City, whoa. City's worst season. Don't think we finished third. Not even, not sure we're in good enough form to get champs. We've been laughing at how bad City have dropped off this season. We're going to finish 3 to 6 points below them. And you know what the saddest thing is? The season always evens out. 4 losses at this moment in time is probably on brand. But it or the amount of draws, but it's of recent, but it's coming in bunches. Honestly, all of them fuck off, bro. You should know by now that Arteta don't make necessary subs until the last minute for no reason. Plus, he don't trust young players. Well, then who don't hear must feel. And unfortunately, we're gonna hear it as fans because we're gonna feel it. Sorry, as fans because Arteta don't hear, bro. We literally have Ethan on the bench, and he's so adamant to let Odegaard get away with such meaty performances. He's got players on one leg, and for me, I just want to know what was it for? Like, what was it for? What was it like? Everything that you done. Cool, if it worked, I'd shut my mouth. But what was it all for? What was it all for the players as well? But for the manager, what was that all for? What was that all for? Because it's on brand with what we know. Subs are only made when it's wrapped up. That's when, and ain't no one believing in Sterling, respectfully. Sterling comes on. You know already Arteta said this is a write-off. Zini, what's going on? Wanyeri, don't know what you're expected to do. Don't know what you're expected to do with 10 minutes of football across 2 games. Don't know why you didn't start. People can talk to me until they're blue in the face with injuries. People can say, oh, look at the bench and Arteta don't trust it. Who assembled it? Whether he bought those players or not, who assembled it? You've got to hold that. Throughout the last, again, I'm going to say it, and it's boring to say it, in the last 12 to 18 months, is there anything you've learned today or this season that you haven't known? The lack of depth, the inability to pivot in game, question marks over man management, 3-4 players putting in real bits of form, or even at our worst, they're prevalent and the others are not. Still keep we're going long to Trossard, bro. I don't even think Trossard was as bad as people making out, but he was shit. Everyone was. Everything was shit. 2 goals were shit. Bournemouth, credit to them. Credit to them. You cannot, and it's 2 performances against 2 very different contexts, but 2 very good sides. You cannot play like that against Bournemouth. You cannot play like that against PSG. You cannot perform like that at home. But it's all good because on paper, it's 2 semi-finals. But look at the Bayern game and last year, and we've improved. It's our first one since 16 years. We beat Munich, Madrid, which is great, but that's on brand. We'll win a couple of the top 6 games. We'll win, 5-1 against City or Madrid. We'll have those games that will go down in folklore, but you won't win shit. Which I hope I'm wrong where the Champions League is concerned, but at least lose with some gracefulness. At least a Spartan and a commendable performance. Like if you did 100 men against 1 gorilla and the first 20 people, their heart's in it. Unfortunately, it's a gorilla and it is what it is. You lot cheated yourselves. You defeated yourself. You lot don't believe. Have an inability to get things over the line, inability to learn from mistakes. And this goes for the players who actually I have the most excuses for. In the grand scheme of things, the owner, well, Berta, to be fair, because you just walked in, but the owner, those below him, Mikel Arteta, you don't have to hold that because it all goes back to the summer. And obviously, Liverpool have ran away with the lead for league for time. They've ran away with it. It's about not even saving face because it's embarrassing, but just chugging along, just being competitive. A lot of you shouldn't be mad because a lot of you said you don't care, and that I said I care, and that's why it pisses me off because it's all about the mentality. Stop telling me about win the dog and light bulbs and this, that, and the other. Get over the line. Take the performances to another level. This season, I've said it before, say it again. I think it's regression. Some of you say it's not regression, it's stagnation. Cool. Either one is not a moving. It's either regression where you're going backwards, stagnation, you're staying there. Either one you want to say, I don't really care. Neither is progression, neither is moving forward. All goes back to the summer. But we tried and we got this and we got that. It's the same old. There's nothing we've learned this season that we haven't on that we didn't know last year. Off the field, on the field, the inability to cope with injuries, the depth, the quality, players that can really do it for the majority of the seasons, for even in situations like today where one of our talisman, Saka, is just having an off day, no one else can pick up the pieces, or even Rice. Nonsense. And you lot signed up for this in Jam, but on paper it's going to say 2 semi-finals. Well, but it was commendable against PSG. Fair enough. Newcastle won. We did get to the semi-finals. The FA Cup, yeah, we didn't do well in 90 minutes, but it went to pens. Premier League, I don't know how they're going to shape that because City, who could finish above us, but let's just assume by God's grace they finish behind us. They've won. They've won the FA Cup and they've actually led this Premier League table longer than we have. And Liverpool have run away with it regardless. I don't know if Liverpool sat there and said we can win the league in the summer, but at the end of the day, them bunch of boys in that club fucking put in performances and they're reaping the benefits. There's only so much you can waffle to me, which some are valid about referee decisions and this, that, and the other. At the end of the day, have we controlled the controllables? Have we put our foot in have we put our our best foot forward? No, we haven't. So it's Kroenke, Arteta, you man gotta hold this. Players as well to a lesser degree. You gotta hold this. Gotta hold this. Nonsense. Let's get out of my face, man. Just do your thing in France, innit? That's all I have to. Just do your thing in France. Just do your thing in France. That's it. Do your thing in France. Do your thing in France. Because I'm not saying you lot don't care. I'm not one of them fans. My head can't. I'm not an idiot. I do think they care. But with what I'm seeing with my eyes, it's not made abundantly clear that you care. And some of you might care. You just ain't got it in you. Ain't got it in you. Even some of you that were a lot better today than you've been, still not good enough. It's not good enough from the gaffer. It's not good enough from the players. It's not good enough to have a decent 20 minutes and talk bullshit to me about fine margins. Fair play. Fair play. Because we're going to waffle about, but the amount of injuries and most teams would have crumbled and we're still second, at least for now. So what? That's what we should be doing. But look at Spurs and Chelsea and United. Bearing in mind, all three clubs, God forbid it makes me sick, Spurs could win. But for argument's sake, across the domestic campaign for the last 3 years, arguably, but focusing on this year, why the fuck are we looking at them? We don't want what they have. You want what Liverpool ultimately have won. You want what, I hope we turn it around, but on paper, PSG, either Inter or Barca will fight for. It's not good enough. Oh, well. Players out there, 85 minutes for what? For what? Imagine we lose to PSG and bottle top 4. Then Arteta's got to fuck off. Simple as that. If you ever don't finish in the top 5 positions, you're gone. You're gone. You have to be gone. If mathematically we cannot finish, which I think to be fair, we will. If mathematically you get in trouble, our life is a movie. Right now, it's a horror, man. He is weak. VAR can't save us. If by some horror film that we don't get Champions League football, they've got to rip up his contract. If we don't get cooked by 4 or 5 on Wednesday, it's going to be a miracle. Saliba's been rubbish since Feb. White is a downgrade. Odini's dropping. But the thing is, we've got some fans that I feel are balanced. You got some fans who are just bare negative and just chatting shit. And then you've also got fans that are bare kumbayari, like it's about their journey and but look where we was. And all of these things are valid, but there's no fucking point telling me about when we were 8th. Yes, we've come a long way. That's not the issue anymore. We've got first world problems. Odegaard being the captain sums up where we are, but it's all nice. North London forever, Cole. No, neither side is honest. There's a lack of honesty in all the way pundits, football, content creators, how they talk about football anyways, and around our club. Because a lot of people chat shit because they've got vested interest. If you're in doing the positive PR, you're going to make out everything's bad. Neither are honest. It's not honest. No honesty. And I'll be real. The only thing that pisses me off is not the result. It's the pussycat way we falter. I can't have it. But people want to say you're too hard in this context. Not a damn person in this world can tell me. My only agenda is Arsenal being lit, you know. And you think I want to say this? But I can't lie to you, lot. Why would I tell you that it's sunny and I can see rain? It's bank holiday. You lot are not really, you know, F it. We got 222 likes. Big up you lot. You lot. Arsenal don't annoy me when they lose. It's the performance, man. It's like you're just sitting there and letting someone thump you up. It's not making sense, man. Credit to Bournemouth, though. Like, but it made me more happier to talk about Bournemouth. Like, credit to Bournemouth. Flexibility, the tactics, the way they handled the game, the way they move from the way we said all of this before the game, before how they are in the transition, counter-attacking transitions, being front-footed, you know, the galvanization, Semenyo. Obviously, you're not going to be, well, for a club like Arsenal with Arteta, maybe the throw is probably what will get you bought at this club. But the way they reacted to the setbacks, you know, even Ivan Nilsson, who could have, I'm exaggerating, but could have had a hat trick, still popped up and scored. The proactiveness from their gaffer, the way when they equalized, they still wanted to go for it. The build-up play to the throw-in for the first and what led to the corner, let alone those decisive actions, what happened. And I mean, Bournemouth versus Arsenal's been dramatic the last couple of years, man. I don't want the only thing I want to hear Arteta speak about is Timber. That's all I want to hear about. 21 points, you know. 21 points. 21 points have been dropped from winning positions. Does that look on this very pitch against Everton? What was said last day of the season? Don't tell me that is all injuries and referee decisions. You can, but that's a dense view. And I understand why you say that, because that's an easier pill to swallow. You've been loving Arsenal Football Club like all fans your whole life. It's difficult for you lot to accept or people to accept stuff. But just park off your feelings and look at it outwardly. I'm not saying this because I want to say it. Love the football club. It's always, rightly or wrongly, it's always from a place of love. It's horrible, man. Joke. But when everything's going right, no one tells you stop waffling, it's all positive. When it's negative, which there's no, like, it's just reality. Bro, please, man. You don't want it enough. Some of you want it enough, but they're far and beyond. Some of you want it, you're just not on it. Some of you just ain't got it. I don't doubt you lot. I'm not saying you lot are bad guys and bad eggs, but where I need you lot to go, you ain't got it. And it's forgettability. You ain't got it. There's players in our team that got all the ability in the world. They're just unable to do it. 21 points have been dropped from winning positions. That's our joint most since 2019-20. Now, I'm not here for brownie points, but I have said I think we've regressed across a number of aspects this season. I think we've regressed defense. I think we've regressed. Call it that. On and off the field, we've regressed. Some of you say it's stagnation. As I said, regression is backwards, right? Stagnation is staying the same, right? Cool. Pick your poison. Is it stagnation? Is it regression? Pick your poison, people. Let me know in the comments. Pick your poison. You want to move forward, don't you? You want to move forward. You don't get to a destination. If you put in your sat nav, I want to go to Tesco's and your yard is here, you're going backwards or you're regressing where you're stalling. You're not going to go where you want to go. But you don't want to talk about luck and refereeing decisions. And that's all cool. I'm not saying none of this is not valid, you know. But isolated to the variables that we can control. Starting games well, being difficult to defend against, smelling blood and getting things done, being professional, not feeling sorry for ourselves, not carrying passengers, doing what needed to be done in January and the summer. Have we controlled all of those controllables? If we did, I'd say fair enough. Then I'd entertain this bullshit. Odegaard needs to come out the side, bro. You got 45 minutes against PSG. 45 minutes. And that's not what I want. That's the reality. And that's not even the reality. Realistically, you got 85 minutes. You got 45 minutes. Better performance, but bars in hell. The bar's in hell. It's like someone in the bookies that finally wins. He's lost thousands of pounds, but cool. He won a tenner on the roulette. Arsenal have lost after scoring first for the first time in all comps today since their 2-1 defeat to Fulham in 2023. And people will be like, oh, well, look, I'm sorry. I love this club too much. I watch it week in, week out. and I do hella videos waffling. I don't, because this is why Arsenal fans are jarring. They're going to do the positive spin. Arsenal have conceded 48% of their goals from set pieces this season, with no side conceding a larger percentage. You thought you was good at that. 2 games in a week, where against PSG I was more peed off with the shape defensively, because that was one thing, whether people like it or not. I'm not here to waffle against Arsenal. We were one of the best defensive structure sides. We've regressed. People want to tell me, look at the stats. There's one for you. Defending for me is holding on to leads and not having 48% of 48% of goals conceded from set pieces, 21 points dropped from winning positions. Half trying to be a good defensive team, half trying to be a good attacking team, doing neither. Please don't tell me about injuries. Big up Bournemouth for doing the double against us. That's what happens. Please stop, bro. Because this is it, man. Want to waffle about conspiracies, of course. I'm not sure how Wanyeri was in given a corner, but these are all little isms and schisms. I don't want to hear about that. I really don't want to hear about that. I actually don't want to hear about this. But it's nice. It's a fun day out. And the atmosphere going to turn ugly. The best thing that I would say for this club, again, especially if you don't beat PSG, the best thing, because there's hardly any bums on. Well, there was a lot of bums on seats, but tickets were available, and obviously people are criticizing the atmosphere about allegedly about Crystal Palace. It can turn ugly because most people that want to keep some headspace, they're gonna sit and say, "Right, you know what? Focus on the Champions League." You go out of that, you get rubbed out against Liverpool. It starts to get ugly, but we know this script. Unfortunately, that would be on brand. You might